Alrighty, how's it going everybody? Combo here. Today we got 5 quick tips with the brand new Nullifier gadget here in Season 6 mid-season patch of TheFinals. For those who know me or have been following me, you'll know that I actually made a guide on the stun gun way back in the day. Seeing as the stun gun is no longer with us and the Nullifier may as well be a completely new gadget, I felt the need to update it and show some new stuff. I guarantee by the end of the video that you'll learn at least one new thing. If not, I guess you're him or her. I don't discriminate. But nonetheless, people, I'm going to quit yapping here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. This gadget is still very new, and I've yet to see a formal guide on it, so I guarantee there's something I'm going to miss. Alright, enough yapping. Let's get right into the video here. Alright, so starting things out at number 1, we have the most important general use tip when using the Nullifier, and that is hip firing. As you can see by this reticle here, if I jump, if I move left to right, there is no difference between aiming down sights and hip firing. And seeing as the Nullifier is not a gadget you want to run around with, this is a quick swap to gadget that you want to use in a pinch or to engage a target. You don't want to be sitting there aiming down sights because 1, it doesn't deal damage, and once again, you run just as much risk of missing and you're moving slower. So as you can see here, if I jump, there's no difference when I use the Nullifier. I'll swap this one out here. Once again, I can be dashing everywhere. I can aim down sights, but all it's gonna do is slow me down. So once again, jump, hit the Nullifier. All I'm trying to say here is use this every single time, get good at doing it, because once again, I'm moving faster, especially on light. Let's say I'm getting pushed by a target, I need to turn around, swap over quick, and hit him with a Nullifier. That's a lot faster than aiming down sights. So once again, I'll reiterate, if you're gonna use the Nullifier, do not aim down sights for the love of God. Hit fire the thing, because it's just better in every way. Alright, so next up at number 2, we have the Flashbang Combo. So for those who are pretty familiar with how the Nullifier works, you hit somebody, they can't take damage. As you can see here, they're also immune to status effects. So if I hit him with that glitch grenade, he's not actually going to get glitched. The same thing goes inversely. If you hit somebody with a glitch grenade and then hit them with the Nullifier, you'll know that it actually gets rid of that status effect. However, for whatever reason, the Flashbang just does not care about this. So once again, if I throw a Flashbang here, I want you to pay attention to the animation. Hit him with the Flashbang, you can see he's wiping his eyes because, well, you know, big light, bright. What's interesting though, is even if a person is nullified, you can actually still Flashbang them. So what I'm gonna do here, put this down preemptively, hit him with the Nullifier, and as you can see here, he's actually wiping his eyes. So, let's say for example, you're getting pushed by a target, you nullify him, they're still chasing you, put down the Flashbang, they'll probably expect like, oh, I can't get Flashbang because I'm nullified, and that's not the case. And when they come out of that nullify, not only will they be disoriented because they're flashbanged, you can turn around and take them out because they'll probably have no clue where you are. So once again, Nullifier plus Flashbang, very powerful combo. Go out and give it a try. Alright, next up at number 3, we have weapon combos. Not all weapons are built the same when using the Nullifier. These ones, however, I think do the best. So the first one, and I think the best one, is going to be the SH-1900 for a couple of reasons. Let's say I'm fighting a heavy. The big weakness of the SH-1900 is closing that gap. Of course, I can dash up to him, but if you're playing in, high elo lobbies, he's just going to burst me down before I get there. So generally, you have to play pretty stealthy. However, with the Nullifier, unless he's using Charge and Slam, which he can do immediately out of getting nullified, if I shoot this guy with the Nullifier, I have free reign to just walk up right into his face. As soon as he unnullifies, I can just take him out. So once again, SH-1900 with the Nullifier is absolutely bonkers. Another really good one with the Nullifier is going to be the M11 for similar reasons. Once again, range is a weakness of this one. Oh wow, that actually missed. There's a tip right there, learn the freaking range of this thing combo. Doing that again, running up to this medium target here and nullifying him, once again, the M11 has fantastic hip fire, get in their face. There's not really many weapons other than maybe shotguns that can beat you there, so that's another really good one. One that I don't see used a lot, but is also quite good, is the dagger. So once again, we'll nullify a target. We sit here, maybe we wait for him to unnullify, dash behind him and hit the backstab. So that's another combo you can use. And finally, the last one here is going to be the sword. So once again, similar reasons to the SH-1900. Nullify him, run over, wait for him to get out of that nullified state, and then you can just dash through him. Of course, the sword isn't too great right now since it nerfs and a lot of its tech getting nerfed as well. However, that is an option you have, and also throwing knives is another one. I know that was a bit overloaded, but these are some really good weapons, so go out and give them a try. Alright, next up at number 4, we have the tracking dart combo. Don't tell me you thought you could get through a comms in combo video on the light and not expect me to find some super niche combo with the tracking dart. Come on now. So exactly as the name implies, similar to the flashbang, if you hit a target with a nullifier, you can actually hit them with a tracking dart, and that will allow you to actually see them through walls. And once again, they don't really have counterplay. So once again, hit them. As you can see here, if I hit him with that tracking dart and go behind the wall, I can see him. Even when he comes out of that nullified state, I can still see this target. Now you're probably saying, Combo, what's the point of that? I mean, why not just wait? Or, why use tracking dart? It seems like a waste. But what's nice about this, once again, is I'll talk about this in the next tip. The nullifier is a really good swap 2 tool. So a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll nullify a target, hit him with a tracking dart, and then run away. And now my entire team has vision on this target, and if I want to re-engage him, as you can see here, I immediately have the advantage on that target. And at the end of the day, tracking dart, of course it doesn't get a ton of use, but it does provide just so much information. So if you absolutely need to use the tracking dart like me, this is a really good combo that you should definitely be aware of. As you can see here, it's gonna give you an easy way to get permanent vision on a target. It's better than you think, I promise. So go out, give it a try, and let me know what you think about it. And finally, at number 5, a lot of people may see this tip as a little bit weaker. However, I think this is useful in terms of general gameplay methodology, similar to that first tip. So, in my opinion, the nullifier is not an aggressive tool, unless you're using it with a shotgun like the Matter or the 1900. I don't know why I didn't mention the Matter in the weapons tip portion, but nonetheless, right, I'm mentioning it now. The nullifier is not something you just run around with, right? Most of the time, if I'm fighting a target, if I run around with the nullifier and I think, okay, I can shoot this guy and run in, yeah, he's nullified, but now I'm waiting to hit this guy, I get tunnel vision, and more than likely, his other 2 teammates are just gonna burst me down while I'm staring at this guy who's invulnerable. In my opinion, the nullifier is a defensive tool. And what I mean by that is, let's say I'm fighting this guy, maybe he has more range than me, I'm losing that duel, I'm gonna hit him with the nullifier and then run away. And that's also part of the reason the flashbang and the tracking dart tip are so powerful. Because once again, if I see this target and he's chasing me down, maybe he's outdueling me, it's a wonderful way to just put a dead stop on the fight and save my life essentially. And also, it's a good tool for saving your teammates. For instance, maybe there's a heavy with a SA-1216, he's taking out my teammate, I dash over and nullify him, that saves my teammate's life. Stop using the nullifier as a tool to go in and try to burst down targets. Once again, there are exceptions. You could use things like the SH-1900 and totally do that, but even then, you really got to be careful about tunnel vision, because while I'm doing this, there's a good chance his teammates are going to take me out immediately. So once again, nullifier, not necessarily an aggressive tool. There are exceptions, but you should be using this defensively. Alright people, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if this one got a little bit long-winded. However, I feel like a lot of nullifier is theory more than actual practice. There are some combos, like I showed off with the flashbang and the tracking dart, that you can go out and utilize immediately, but I really think the nullifier does have a place in the game. I do think this is one of the highest skill cap gadgets in the entire game by far. Maybe that opinion will change as people learn to use it, but really I'm not seeing it a whole lot, and I do think it needs a little bit more love than it's getting. Hopefully this video was informative as always. Also, art contest. Here's a few of my latest submissions that have been given to me. For those who don't know, go over to my post in my community page. You will see the rules for the art contest. Go ahead, submit your stuff, and possibly win a free shirt if you make the top 5. Alright people, this has already went on longer than I wanted it to. Hopefully you found the video informative. This has been Combo. Stay home, stay safe, and yeah, peace out everybody. Later.